So guys, a very quick video, but a very interesting thing was just posted today by me on the forum, talking about the turret baskets, right? It was kind of a controversial subject because you are technically making the Abrams specifically, which is a tank that already kind of suffers sometimes, and the Leopard, which is, I must say, it probably has better win rates, but still worse, right? It's basically nerfing these two tanks, right? So it was kind of controversial. A lot of people were complaining about this new feature, especially because it was only coming for the Leopard and the Abrams for now, right? But they did a whole post talking about it. So I'm kind of late to the party over here, but I still would like to talk a little bit about it because I find it very interesting. The first thing is that they are basically saying that the main objective of adding these proper module of a turret basket over here is to make it first a little bit more realistic, and of course second and mainly to make this tank or all the tanks that receive these, which will probably be all tanks in the game, MBTs and stuff. It's just that it takes a lot of time to add for every single tank, but basically to have a way of rewarding a player that shot around and hit the center of mass of a tank, and basically make sure that that shot actually damaged something. Especially with the Abrams, for example, it's a tank that it's very big. Not that you cannot kill everything in there with one shot, but you know, it is a tank that has a little bit of an empty space, right, on it. And having this module, this is they saying, not me, right? They are saying this, not me. But basically they are saying that it's frustrating when you shoot a tank and you hit the tank. You know, you hit the tank, you did your job, but it wasn't enough to destroy anything. Which means that, yeah, you get killed by it, right? Which doesn't make any sense. If you hit the turret basket, for example, of a tank or certain modules and stuff, the tank would be disabled, right? So, yeah, it is frustrating when that happens, and it is realistic to have a turret basket, right? So, what are they saying here is that basically there is basically 2 points over here. The first one is that why can't they all come at once? So they are adding these baskets for every single MBT, if I'm not mistaken, or more MBTs in general. They are adding for most tanks, I would say, in the top ranks, right? But it takes a lot of time for these things to come, right? Because they take a lot of time to module, to balance, and everything. So, for now, for example, in this case of this update, it will be the Abrams and the Leopard. The next one could be the Ariete and the Leclerc. I don't know, something like that. In the future, it can be other tanks. And there's basically, that's how it's gonna basically work, right? So, yeah, they're gonna add for more tanks. It's just that for now, it is the Leopard and the Abrams, which means that these tanks are kind of nerfed, okay? The second thing is that they are kind of listening to basically the community, and they are changing a little bit. So it's not, for example, here, you have these, like, systems over here, hydraulic systems, but then look at this place, all around here. You can even see these in a turret here. That was the Leopard, right? This is for the Leopard. So you can see that the model is pretty close to the real life thing, right? But you can see that most parts over here don't have anything. Don't have any hydraulics, don't have anything like that. So what they are doing is actually, although they are putting the proper module in the X-ray for you to take a look, if you get shot, for example, in these like pieces over here, it's not gonna do anything. You know, so here's the damage module, which is different from this, you know. So although it is more detailed for you to see in the X-ray, it will actually be a lot smaller and actually have the important pieces on the turret basket itself that will get the damage done. Because in real life, for example, if you get shot in this, like, this part over here that sustains the basket, it will probably, I mean, if only this part is damaged, nothing else will stop working properly, right? So they remove it from the actual structure because, I mean, it doesn't make sense that you get shot here and then the whole turret stopped working, right? But then you have the actual like gearing system of the turret basket. You have the actual motors over here and the hydraulic systems. You have the turret part on the below the tank, right, that can have multiple modules, as you see, and of course other things, like for example, it can, if you damage enough these, it could get the turret stuck, you know, because the engine will not have enough power to rotate it. So it makes a lot of sense. Okay, it makes a lot of sense. So this is actually good. I was reading comments and everybody kind of agrees that it is a good change, on the sense that it's more realistic and it makes more sense. It is kind of sad that the Abrams of all tanks are receiving these, is one of the things that is receiving this at first, right? But it makes sense, right? And the way that they're doing, they are listening to the community apparently, right? And a lot of people are agreeing with this, and it just kind of makes sense. And communication is the key here, guys. If you don't like the system, for me personally, I think it's kind of realistic. I hope they add these for all tanks, but still. But you know the deal, you know, maybe you don't like it. I don't know. Each to their own opinion, right? You can still complain about it, and then they are listening to the complaints, right? So I'll leave the links in the description for this. Leave your feedback. They are moving forward. This is not something that they're like thinking about. They are moving forward with adding this module to the tank. But just think about that, they changed it a little bit just because people actually did their feedback, right? So for example, the Abrams one is a lot more complex. You know, it has a lot more systems maybe. Then it could get damaged easier. I don't know. It's a characteristic of the tank after all, right? So I think it's a good change if it's implemented correctly. Let's see how it will feel in the game. But yeah, with what they are saying over here, it makes a lot of sense. So let me know in the comments what you think about it. And yeah, see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. And bye guys, see you.